Welcome to your authorization and force tutorial in the SendPOS virtual terminal. An authorization temporarily secures funds on a card. This applies to orders for which the products have been shipped or services which have not yet concluded. A hold is placed on the cardholder's account for 7 calendar days. After this period, the authorization falls off of the cardholder's account. To place an authorization, enter the credit and debit panel on the left-hand side. Select Auth Only, enter an amount, and enter the card information manually if it's a card not present transaction. If not, make sure that the cursor is on the card number field so that the credit card device prompts the cardholder to insert or swipe their card. Once that has happened, you'll notice these 3 card information fields populate. If the card is swiped instead of inserted, the last 4 digits of the card number must be entered manually. I'll complete the remaining required fields and select Submit to process the transaction. The cardholder will be requested to confirm the amount and enter a PIN number or signature depending on the type of card. If it's a chip card, it's important to note that the card must stay inside the device until it prompts to remove the card. An authorization receipt will show. This includes the reference number you'll need to later force the transaction when ready. Assuming time has passed and you're ready to settle a final charge for the order, you'll use Force. This means that without a Force, authorizations expire and no funds are settled. Force allows you to capture the funds of the authorization as long as this authorization is active and not expired. SendPOS manages Force transactions, allowing changes in the final capture amount. If an order is originally authorized for $1,000, but the final rendering of products or services results in less or up to 20% more, SendPOS will force the final price. Within the credit and debit panel, select Force and enter the reference number found on the receipt of the authorization before clicking Submit. If you don't have the reference number at hand, just customize the date range, select Submit, and use the dynamic search field to filter, typing in the last 4 digits of the card or the invoice number. Once found, double-click the transaction. Here, a transaction window will show where you'll type in the amount, which again can be up to 20% higher or 20% lower than the original authorization, an invoice number, and email address if you'd like to send a copy of the receipt to your customer. Then, select Submit. Once approved, the transaction receipt will show. You may print or close the receipt, selecting Done. SendPOS, engineering the future of payments.